Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to the True Meaning of Life animated cinematic. Never reacted to this channel before. I'm only reacting to this video because it popped up on my homepage. But I feel like it'll be an interesting one. I mean, it's on a topic that I feel like everyone's got an interest in because it's one of those things you just don't know. I mean, I sometimes just find myself, whether having a conversation with my girlfriend or friends or family or whatever it is, or just thinking in my own head, like, what is the point of all of this? Like, when you die, what happens? Because it's such a weird sort of thing. I sort of cringe thinking about it because I just sort of think, once you're gone, is it just literally nothing? And I can't really comprehend what nothing really is because it's such a strange thing to think about. But then before we were here, there was nothing. It's just such a weird thing. I can never wrap my head around it at all. I know I'm talking about like life and death. But obviously, the life I'm talking about less because I'm always just thinking about the end, or even again before, because before you're alive again, maybe you were something else, maybe not. I don't really know what I believe myself. I just sort of find myself thinking about different things it could be. It's just weird. I'm cringing thinking about it now, but this is, I guess, more focused on the life and the stuff that you're experiencing now. I guess we're going to check this video out. I don't know if it'll be like emotional or if it will just sort of be quite a deep video. That's deep, man. But yeah, we're gonna check this out and see, and check this guy's channel out. I've said like 4 times now. Links are also in the description to my Patreon, where you can see reactions to my videos I can't post to YouTube, movies, TV series, and all that good stuff. But let's check this out and see the true meaning of life.
Every day, over 150,000 people die.
Oh, so we're starting with death. Okay. That's kind of crazy, but then I guess, what, 250,000 people are born or something like that?
It's over 6,000 people every hour, over 100 people every minute, and about 2 people every single second. That means, since you started watching this video, about 20 people have already died. And some of these people got hit by cars, others fell off a cliff, others may have had a heart attack, and others may have simply passed away from natural causes. Death is one of those things that every single living thing on Earth has in common, and death does not discriminate against your skin color or your political beliefs, or where you were born,
I'm going to shut my window, it's loud.
or how much money you have. No one can escape the incurable disease that we all are blessed with from birth, called life. And it's interesting because even though we all logically know this, very few of us have really internalized this. How many of you have really sat down with your eyes closed in an empty room and truly imagined what your funeral would look like? Like, who would even be at your funeral? Who would be there out of pure obligation and politeness? And who would be there because they actually wanted to be there? What would people say about you? What would they remember? And it's weird because you'd think because we all have this terminal disease called life that we all would be more sympathetic and loving with one another. I mean, this life disease really is the one thing that all human beings have in common. Because in 120 years from now, every single human being on Earth will be dead, and a brand new set of humans will be alive. And then in another 120 years after that, another brand new set of people will be alive. And this is the cycle of life. It just goes on and on and on. And when you start thinking about life like this, you really start to realize how short our time here on Earth really is. And you also start to realize that we all are on this journey together as one. And it also makes you question the way most people interact with one another. Like, why do so many people get so angry with each other? Or why do people argue with each other? Why do people physically harm one another? Why are there so many parents who yell at their kids or even beat their kids? Why do so many spouses who supposedly love each other fight all the time? Why are there siblings who don't speak to each other to this day over some disagreement that took place years ago? Why do best friends talk badly about each other behind each other's back? Why do human beings behave like this? I think a part of it is because we really have not sat down to really think about what the true meaning of life is. And I also think that most people really have not come to terms with the fact that they are not going to be here forever. And to be honest, I don't really claim to know what the true meaning of life is. okay? I think it's something that our human brain can't fully logically understand.
No
it would
way.
kind of be like trying to explain consciousness to a dog or a cat or something. They just can't understand it. However, what I will say is there are some things that I think everyone should know. And I think the first step to actually understanding a topic like the meaning of life is to first align ourselves with the four truths of the universe. And the first truth is the truth of cause and effect, which means that every single thing you do or say has some kind of effect on the world around you and yourself. For example, let's say a number of years ago you lost your temper and you got really mad at a loved one in your life. This could be a family member or a friend or even that random person on the street. That one single incident where you lost it will have a lingering effect on that person to this day. Now, with that being said, it doesn't have to be some huge effect. It could be a very mild and small effect, and it could be buried deep within their subconscious that isn't necessarily visible on the exterior. But make no mistake, the effect is there, and it will always be there, and there is nothing that you can do to undo that. And the reason why most people hate hearing this is because it instantly makes them accountable for every single thing that they have ever done. And being held accountable is something that most human beings hate. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying that we should all dwell in the past and feel sorry for ourselves, but what it does mean is that going forward, you should be very conscious of the things that you say and the things that you do within this world. And if you feel like you behaved in a way or you really lost it on someone, you can always apologize to that person because it is never, ever too late to say, I'm sorry. And the second truth of the universe is the law of impermanence, which means that every single thing here on Earth is temporary, like our bodies, our minds, our relationships, even our brains, even the video that you are watching right now. This video will probably be gone one day because the sun could explode and every single thing could be gone within a second. And funny enough, this is actually a good thing, and it shouldn't really make you feel bad or sad because it's none of those things. What it should make you do is really cherish each and every single moment that you have here on Earth. And to be clear, they don't have to be these big special moments. They can be any moment, like that one time where you laughed so hard that tears fell from your eyes, or maybe it was that time where you simply were sitting alone and you were just gazing at the sunset. Because all we really have in this lifetime is the present moment. And the third truth is the law of suffering and attachment. Any time that we become attached to something or someone, you are basically making a contract with yourself to be unhappy. Because like we just discussed, nothing here on Earth is permanent, which means that you will eventually lose that loved one. Or
That's a dark way to put it. I mean, it's true. That's a dark way to put it. Flipping hell, whether they leave you or they're caught cheating or they pass away or whatever it is, it's always going to end in unhappiness unless you're the one who goes first and there's nothing bad that's happened before that, which the chances of that are literally, there's no chance of that. I mean, there's always going to be bad things that happen, right? You're not going to be unhappy. I don't think there's going to be unhappiness at points, or maybe another word to put it, sadness or whatever it is. But that's a pretty dark way to put it. Damn.
You will eventually lose that watch or that car or that family member. Even your own body, you are going to lose. And the fourth truth is that we all are going to die one day. And the death truth is typically the toughest one for most people to accept because it often makes people really sad. But death does not have to be this horribly bad thing or even a sad thing, because without death, the moments with our friends or our family would not really be that special or deep. Without death, everything would eventually become dull and meek and gray, and there would be no incentive to really love and cherish the moments that we have with one another. There would be no incentive to really laugh deeply or love deeply or even to be present. And these are the things that truly make life rich and worth living. And on top of that, death is one of those things that truly does connect all of us because it makes you realize that you and the 7 other billion people here on Earth really are all on the same team because this is our time. This is our time to collectively live life to the fullest as one. So the next time that you feel the need to yell at that loved one or to yell at that person who cut you off in traffic or to get revenge on that person who wronged you in the past, just remember that you are choosing to actively hurt your very own teammate. Make every moment count. Love deeply, laugh deeply, and be present to the moment because at the end of the day, all we really have in life is the present moment, so don't let it go to waste. If you want to learn more about life and motivation,
I enjoyed this video for sure. There's definitely circumstance, right? People can be in different circumstances, situations in life where they can't enjoy life as much as someone else because of their work, or they're going through a lot of stuff that you just can't really quantify and say, oh, just enjoy the moment. You've just lost, if your dog's just died, or you've just lost a friend, or your girlfriend's cheated on you, or whatever it is. I don't think living in the moment is going to be what you're thinking, unless you're like the strongest individual in the world, or you're someone who's growing up in a very poor situation, or a country where there's war and stuff. Obviously, this sort of stuff doesn't go towards everyone, right? Because people have got other things to worry about. If you're someone who's got, I guess, a stable life, or you're just someone who thinks a lot about things in a negative way, or you do go through a lot of bad stuff, but time's passed and stuff maybe, and you're still just sort of questioning things, maybe this is more like focused towards them. But it does just make you think, you know what, be better to people. God damn, it's got me saying some good stuff. But yeah, in terms of the meaning of life, it's just again whenever I think of it, what is the point, what is all this here, it just makes my head just spins. Same when I think about the universe, I just can't really comprehend it. It's just such a strange creation. What makes people sad is not death itself, but the fear of dying with regret. Yeah, I guess just for me, it's just death. I'm going to be honest. I'm quite lucky so far. I've not had to face death too much. I've had dogs, which is obviously awful, but it's not really comparable to like a human. I lost a friend when he was around 18. No, he was 17. I went to his funeral. That's like sort of the closest death to me. That I sort of felt the most, you know, because that's someone that I grew up with. But I'm 22. I'm 23 in a few months. Thankfully, I've not faced anything like that. I've had other issues, but not death, which is obviously probably the worst thing to face and to deal with, you know, in life. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this reaction, or you found this reaction interesting, and yeah, maybe this helped you, maybe this made you question things more, or maybe you just didn't care for this reaction whatsoever. But yeah, that's that. Until next time, peace.